We may know him as New York Police Commissioner Frank Reagan, but American actor Tom Selleck had quite an illustrious career before landing the role of the Reagan family's patriarch. Tom Selleck rose to stardom in the 1980s for his role as Thomas Magnum in the hit TV series Magnum P.I, which earned him multiple prestigious awards during its run. Iconic as his role was as the Hawaiian shirt-wearing detective, did you know? There are two other iconic roles that the actor would have portrayed. Moreover, have you heard what the actor had to say about Blue Blood's ending despite its successful run? If you're curious to know more about the actor and the answer to these questions, then you better keep on watching to know more. Before we answer the big question, let's first take a look at how it all began. The actor was born Thomas William Selleck on January 29, 1945, in Detroit, Michigan, to his parents Martha and Robert Dean Selleck. His mother was a housewife, while his father worked as an executive real estate investor. Selleck has an older brother named Robert, a younger sister named Martha, and a younger brother called Daniel. Although the actor was born in Michigan, the lovely bunch moved 3 years later, in 1946, to Sherman Oaks, California, where he grew up. Growing up, the future actor attended Grant High School, and upon graduation chose to leave home and save money by enrolling at Los Angeles Valley College. Selleck was already a towering 6'4" icon during his teenage years, drawing attention to himself. With that said, he decided to use it to his advantage by transferring and playing for the University of Southern California's Trojan men's basketball team during his junior year. And that's not all there is to our guy. Tom Selleck was pretty sporty in his younger years because, aside from playing basketball, he also served as not only the pitcher, but also the designated hitter for the university's baseball team. He was quite the all-around guy, seeing as he was also a frat member of Sigma Chi and a member of the Trojan Knights. Despite all these extracurricular activities, Selleck didn't develop a special affinity toward them. It wasn't until his drama coach suggested that he try his hand at acting. During that time, Tom Selleck was pursuing a degree in business administration at the university, but he dropped it during his senior year to pursue acting full-time. Selleck decided to enroll at the famed Beverly Hills Playhouse and was under the tutelage of Greek director and producer Milton Katselas. While there, he learned the ropes of acting, polishing his skills that proved to be useful later on. He would have gone ahead and made a break for the acting industry, but he had to stop when he received a draft notice during the Vietnam War. Like every American, Tom Selleck answered the call and joined the National Coast Guard, where he served in the 160th Infantry Regiment for 6 years, from 1967 to 1973. In the last 2 years of his service, Tom Selleck was already venturing into the acting industry. He landed a series of small roles at the beginning of his career, and his first TV appearance was in the American game show The Dating Game as a college senior back in 1965 and 1967. From there, he landed a few commercial and modeling gigs. He even became a model for Pepsi-Cola at one point. That was not his last stint as a model, because Tom Selleck also became the face of Salem cigarettes and one of Revlon's colognes back in the day. The demand for the actor was pretty high, something that doesn't really surprise us, given how charismatic he was. The actor went on to take on more gigs, such as the one in 1971, when he appeared in a commercial for Right Guard deodorant, followed by a gig alongside Farrah Fawcett for Dubonnet in 1972. That same year, he was also in a commercial for Safeguard deodorant soap, and in 1977, he endorsed the toothpaste Close-Up. All these early commercials helped pave the way to his future success. Tom Selleck made his movie debut in the American comedy Myra Breckinridge, where he was invited on set by the multifaceted icon, Mae West. From there, He played a series of small roles in other movies, like in the 1971 drama The 7 Minutes, a recurring role as a private investigator in the Rockford Files in the 1970s, and the American mystery thriller Coma back in 1978. His first starring role was in the 1972 horror film Daughters of Satan, where he played the role of the American museum curator James Robertson. Tom Selleck also had his share of portraying cowboy roles, which came to him naturally, given how he was an avid outdoorsman, marksman, and firearms collector. He acted in 5 Western films, namely The Sackets, Concrete Cowboys, The Shadow Riders, Quigley Down Under, and Last Stand at Saber River, wherein his performance won him the Western Heritage Award in 1997. From playing extra to small-talking roles up to the starring role, Tom Selleck has accumulated quite an impressive resume for acting. Still, it wasn't until he landed the role of Thomas Magnum that he became a household name. He beat the odds and was chosen as the actor to play the lead role in the series, right after filming 6 other TV pilots that sat on the shelf. Selleck bagging this big gig just goes to show that whatever's meant for you will never miss you. In case you don't know who Thomas Magnum was, he's no ordinary detective. A former Navy SEAL who served in the Vietnam War, he cast it all aside and traded it for a Hawaiian shirt and a Ferrari 308 GTS to embrace his life as a private investigator in a sunny paradise. Gone are his military uniforms, but his sharp mind remained the same, using it along with military tactics to solve crimes while donning his iconic mustache and Detroit Tigers cap. Magnum P.I. had a pretty successful 8-year run, and by the time the show wrapped up in 1988, it was already hailed as one of the top-rated 1-hour shows in rerun history, which just goes to show its enduring popularity. Years later, Tom Selleck revealed that if he had his way, the Magnum film would have picked up right where the series left off, meaning Magnum would have returned to the Navy and become a good officer. This was before the Magnum P.I. reboot happened, and Selleck says he's been waiting to see if there are any producers interested in making a Magnum film. He remembered that none of them called or reached out to him, expressing disappointment since he was more than happy to help them out with it. I'm assuming they'd recast him, and he'd be a 17-year-old pubescent youth. But a good movie shouldn't be a reunion show where everybody sees how everyone's aged. It should fill you in on what has happened, Selleck said at the time. Apart from portraying Thomas Magnum and Frank Reagan, there was one other role Tom Selleck stood out in playing the role of Richard Burke, the charming but complicated older boyfriend of Monica in the 90s hit sitcom Friends during its 2nd season. In the series, his character was a divorced ophthalmologist and a friend of Monica's parents, highlighting the age gap between the two, yet still stressing how they have an undeniable connection and are dynamic. Because of their age gap, Richard and Monica kept their relationship a secret, but ultimately they didn't end up together because of his hesitance about having children, which left a lasting impression. He was only in it for 6 episodes, and Tom Selleck's agents advised against him joining the sitcom. But it turned out for the better because the actor earned an Emmy nomination for Outstanding Guest Actor in a comedy series in 2000 for his portrayal of Richard. This just proved that he's a versatile actor who could take on any genre, be it action drama or comedy. In 2005, he took on the role of Jesse Stone, a transplanted lawman, in a series made for TV based on the novels written by Robert B. Parker. The series ran for 9 installments, in which he not only played the lead role, but also served as its producer. In its 5th installment, Jesse Stone, Thin Ice, the actor showed off his skills as a writer, crafting an original story that was well received by the fans. In 2007, he made a grand return to TV drama when he joined the cast of the NBC drama Las Vegas in its 5th season. He took on the role of A.J. Cooper, the new owner of the Montecito Casino, which also marked his first regular drama role since his portrayal of Thomas Magnum. The actor's performance was as impressive as always, and he managed to seamlessly fill the void left by James Caan, who departed from the show in the same episode. Dashing as he is, it's no surprise that Tom Selleck was quite the heartthrob back in his prime, though he's still charismatic even now in his later years. With that said, the dashing actor tied the knot in 1971 with an equally attractive lady at his side, former American actress and model Jacqueline Ray. This was Selleck's first wedding, and at the time he also adopted her son, Kevin Tonic, who grew up to become the drummer of Tonic, an American rock band. The actor's marriage to his first wife lasted for a good 11 years before they went their separate ways in 1982. It didn't take long for Tom Selleck to fall in love again, so he found himself waiting at the altar as his second wife, Jilly Joan Mack, walked down the aisle on August 7, 1987. Together, they have a daughter named Hannah, who was born on December 16, 1988. So what else is there to know about the actor, you ask? A lot of things. You'd be surprised to know the long list of interests he has, as well as his thoughts on the ending of his hit TV series, Blue Bloods. Tom Selleck is a man of many interests, which is evident even in his younger years. In college, he was a member of the basketball and baseball teams, and as we mentioned earlier, he's an avid outdoorsman. Some other sports he likes are indoor and beach volleyball, and he even played as the outside hitter for the Outrigger Canoe Club in Honolulu. He was such a key player that Dennis Berg, one of his teammates back when he was still active, couldn't help but gush about him in an interview with Volleyball USA back in 2011. According to Berg, the actor was a great teammate, despite being busy filming Magnum P.I. at the time. Berg added that Selleck appreciated being included in such a talented group, which is why he diligently practiced and played hard. In addition to that, Tom Selleck was also patient with everyone, enjoying the massive crowds at national tournaments, which is a stark contrast to the actor's usual smaller gatherings that consist of friends and family. Another sport that he greatly enjoys is ice hockey. He attends games when he has the chance, and is regularly seen attending Los Angeles Kings games at Staples Center in downtown LA. Playing baseball wasn't enough for him back in college, so when he had the funds, he bought and became a minority owner of his favorite team since childhood, the Detroit Tigers. Being a minority owner came in handy when Tom Selleck was cast in the 1992 movie Mr. Baseball. To train for the role, he reached out to the team and got the chance to train with them during spring training. The actor immersed himself in the role and spent 3 weeks participating in batting practice and even making an exhibition appearance against the Cincinnati Reds. During the game, the Detroit Tigers' then-manager, Sparky Anderson, made a surprise decision and called Selleck to be their pinch hitter. And even though he struck out after fouling off 3 pitches, what he gained that day was an invaluable experience. Not only did it enhance his performance in the film, but it also provided him with a deeper understanding of professional baseball. This immersive training experience undoubtedly shaped his portrayal of a seasoned baseball player in Mr. Baseball. This American actor already cemented his career as Thomas Magnum and Frank Reagan. But did you know Tom Selleck also almost portrayed an iconic character if only the producers of Magnum P.I. allowed him to take on other projects? For those of you who don't know, Tom Selleck was actually George Lucas's first choice when he was offered the role of the witty and sarcastic adventurer Indiana Jones. In the end, the role went to Harrison Ford, and the rest was history. But at least both men became iconic figures in their own lanes. The interesting thing about the whole ordeal was that Magnum P.I.'s shooting was postponed for over 6 months because of writers' strikes. And had he taken on the role of Indiana Jones, he would have completed filming by the time the series was about to shoot. But that's just how life works, and fortunately for Tom Selleck, he was able to take on the role of Thomas Magnum for 8 seasons. "Look, I made a deal with Magnum and it was the best thing that ever happened to me," Selleck admitted in an interview with Build Series back in 2017. "I'm proud that I lived up to my contract, and some people said, you've got to get into a car and drive into a brick wall and get injured and get out of Magnum and do Raiders. I said, I got to look my mom and dad in the eye and we don't do that, so I did." Magnum. That's not so bad, is it? Do you know what's even more interesting? Indiana Jones wasn't the only iconic role Tom Selleck was offered, and had he chosen to portray this character, it would have changed the trajectory of his career. Aside from the adventurous Indiana Jones, Tom Selleck was also offered the lead role of Mitch Buchanan in the popular TV series Baywatch, but the former steered clear away from the role, saying he didn't want to be seen as a sex symbol. Ultimately, David Hasselhoff bagged the role in the end. By now, we all know that Tom Selleck is not only a man dedicated to his craft, he's also mindful of his surroundings and everyone around him. These characteristics of his didn't go unnoticed, making him the recipient of various awards and recognitions. For one, he received an honorary doctorate from Pepperdine University in 2000, and he also actively promoted ethical values through his involvement with the Joseph and Edna Josephson Institute of Ethics. Tom Selleck is also the recipient of various awards, such as his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1986, and the Golden Plate Award from the American Academy of Achievement in 1989. Who would have thought that the actor playing the NY police commissioner would actually have trouble with the law? Not us. But it was not for causing harm to others. Rather, it was because of water problems. Yes, you heard that right. It happened back in 2015, during California's most severe drought on record at the time. The Caleguas Municipal Water District sued the actor, accusing him of transferring over 1.4 million gallons of water from their district to the Hidden Valley District to irrigate his avocado farm. Though he did not admit wrongdoing, the case was settled with a $21,685.50 payment to the Caleguas district, covering their investigation costs. At least, it wasn't over something violent. We can't really blame the man for taking care of his own farm. Tom Selleck may be old and graying, but the actor still has some juice to keep him running as Frank Reagan in Blue Bloods. In fact, the man probably could have continued portraying this character for years to come. But sadly, all things must come to an end. The first part is already airing this February and is bound to wrap up with a bang, but not before expressing his heartfelt feelings for the show and its fans. For the past 13 years, it has been an honor and a privilege to work on a show that not only celebrates the men and women who protect and serve in New York City, but also displays the importance of family, the actor said in a statement when the series' ending was announced. Working alongside these incredible actors, writers, producers, directors, and crew has been a dream come true. And I'm grateful to have been a part of this extraordinary group for over 275 episodes. Thank you to CBS Studios and CBS Network for their steadfast support. And we offer heartfelt gratitude to the fans who gathered with us for dinner every Friday night. In an interview with TV Insider, Tom Selleck got candid and shared some of his thoughts about what he was most proud of about the show. Selleck says that he takes pride in portraying a flawed but strong father. On television and in commercials, Dad is usually the idiot, Selleck tells TV Insider. It's not my mission on the show, but the byproduct is an example of an important patriarch to the family. That's getting rarer in our culture. Hearing him say this about Blue Bloods, we can't help but remember how 13 years ago, he still couldn't wrap his head around portraying a non-nonsense police commissioner. In an interview with Weekend Entertainment back in 2010, Selleck said that he found the role challenging, especially since he had to portray someone much older compared to his role as Magnum back then. His portrayal as Frank Reagan aside, one other thing that he believes contributed to the success is the Reagan family's weekly dinner. Tom Selleck says that it's their viewers' favorite part of the show. At first, he was surprised to see that the whole dinner scene consisted of 8 pages, when Leonard Goldberg, the show's executive producer, showed it to him. Seeing how it was long, the actor thought that they would cut it. But to his surprise, Goldberg said that the dinner scene would serve as the centerpiece of the show. And man, he was right about that. Despite taking on the role of Frank Reagan for the last 13 years, Tom Selleck is nowhere near ready to say goodbye to Blue Bloods. He revealed to TV Insider that the network, CBS, will soon find out how many people actually love Blue Bloods, and that many of them aren't ready to say goodbye to the show as well. For one, the actor believes that Blue Bloods is more popular than ever, and he has a firm belief that the number of viewers will only continue to increase. And most importantly, they still have more ideas on the bag. When asked if he was ready to settle at his Ventura, California ranch, the actor wasn't too keen on living the slow life. As far as acting is concerned, Selleck admits that he loves the work, even if he admits that it's a bit harder since he's now older. He expressed his firm wish to continue to work as long as they wanted him to. What's not surprising about this is that even he says his character, Frank, isn't ready to retire from the show. He picks fights because he'd like somebody to take the weight of this responsibility off his hands and fire him, Selleck says about his character. But he has a hyperactive sense of responsibility, and he's stuck with it. Although Tom Selleck expressed that he's still ready to continue working in the industry, several insiders dropped the scoop on what the actor plans to do now that his retirement is looming on the horizon. According to insiders, the actor may hang up his badge real soon and trade it for a quieter life on his avocado ranch in California so he can spend more time with his beloved wife, Jilly. We wouldn't blame him if he chose to do this. After all, tending the 65-acre property could take up a lot of work located in the Thousand Oaks Westlake Village area. It was believed that famed American icon and singer Dean Martin was the previous owner of it. Having many properties is pretty common if you're a Hollywood A-lister. But Tom Selleck really loves this ranch, and he has nothing but good things to say about it, as evidenced in his Tune T12 interview with People. So I like to get outside and work on the ranch, from fixing roads to clearing brush. I hate going to the gym, so sweating outdoors sure beats sitting on a stationary bike staring at my navel. And I work cheaper than anyone I could hire to do it. Back to the rumors of his retirement plans. The insiders also shared that Tom Selleck is already looking forward to spending more time outdoors on his ranch, and spending more quality time with his wife and daughter Hannah, the latter of whom is a successful equestrian now at the age of 35. Besides that, we're also looking forward to his upcoming book, scheduled for release on May 7th, titled You Never Know. In the book, the actor takes readers on a walk through his life, from his California roots and college days to being catapulted to stardom. In it, he not only celebrates his victories, but also opens up about the challenges and temptations he faced along the way. Fans are already looking forward to reading his memoir because the book promises to clear up misconceptions, as well as surprise them with many untold stories, both personal and professional. Additionally, readers will also delve into the creation of his iconic Magnum character and discover his real-life friendships with legendary stars like Frank Sinatra, Carol Burnett, and Sam Elliott. But until then, we could still look forward to watching the first part of Blue Bloods' final season on CBS. And with that, we're wrapping up today's video about the life and times of the American actor Tom Selleck.